right, we're back here at the Dowling Catholic Gym as we simulcast Game 2 like we did Game 1 with CISN.TV. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I am Mark Amadale, and Brady Grimm is our studio producer on Iowa Catholic Radio. And let's introduce the crew for CISN. Our director is Randy Nielsen, and working the TV cameras are Marion Bailey and Rachel Hawley. And our starting lineups for Game 2. Johnston and Dowling. In the boys contest, the Johnston boys come in with a record of 7-7. Head coach is Courtney Henderson in his third year at Johnston. 35 wins, 26 losses. He was at Des Moines Hoover for 14 years and West Waterloo for 3. His overall record, 268 wins, 101 losses for Coach Henderson. Assisted by Justin Ruddy and Robbie Swears. And the Dragons come in averaging 57.5 points on offense, giving up 56 points on defense. And they will start at point guard Nakari Cavill, 5'11 junior, averaging 17.5 points, leads the team in scoring. He'll wear number 1. The other guard is Tino Day. We just talked about Tino, a 6'1 senior coming off a collarbone injury, averaging 11 points a contest. He'll wear number 3. Third guard is Emery Jones, a 5'11 junior, averaging 6.5 points, wearing number 4. And at 1 forward, Josh Jenkins, 6'5 junior, averaging 10.5 points, leads the team with 6.5 rebounds. He'll wear number 5. And the other forward is Darren Grandin, 6'4 junior, averaging 5.5 points, 4 rebounds. Grandin will wear number 15. So Cavill, Day, Jones, Jenkins, and Grandin, the 5 on the floor for Johnston. Caleb Barjola, who was a starter the first time Dowling played, a 6'2 senior. Number 2 will come off the bench, as will Jaden Hauser. Number 12, a 6'3 junior, and Jacob Peterson, a 6'3 junior, wearing number 30, will come off the bench for the Dragons. For Dowling Catholic, head coach is Justin Einertson in his third year, 40 wins, 22 losses, 10th year overall, 97 wins, 119 losses. Assisted by John Nagel, Sam Young, Jimmy Nahas, Zach Nicholson, and Kevin O'Hare. The Maroons bring a record of 13-2, ranked 4th today. Brand new rankings coming out in Class 4A. The Maroons will start at 1 guard, Nate Jenkins, 6'1 senior, averaging 7.5 points, and a captain wearing number 2. The other guard is Captain Maddox Capola, wearing number 13, a 6'2", 195-pound senior. And the point guard is Noah Martins, a 6-foot senior, wearing number 11 at 1 forward. Charlie Crane, a 6'10 senior, averaging just under 13 points and 9.5 rebounds. Crane wore number 10. And at center, Alfred Coley, a 6'8 junior, averaging 9.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, wearing number 0. Dowling with a record, or comes in averaging 60.4 points on offense, gives up 47.5 on defense. And these two teams met, Jimmy, on December 16th, and Dowling winning that contest 50-46. Can you please give us your keys to the game?
I'm going to keep this simple.
Well, you got till tip-off. You got till tip-off.
So I think the Dowling guards have to close out on the shooters for Johnston. I think Johnston comes in with 4 really good outside shooters. Rebound the basketball if you're the Maroons. They certainly have a height advantage and a rebounding advantage. If you look at the overall season stats, the Maroons are out rebounding Johnston on average 11 additional rebounds. Those are keys that the Maroons are going to have to be able to capitalize on. But Johnston shoot the basketball and really force Dowling into a half-court offense. Been struggling there the last 2 games.
You know, in close games, look at turnovers. Dowling averaging about 11 turnovers a contest. Johnston 10 turnovers a contest. Tip controlled by Dowling. And Alfred Coley jumping center. Dowling in their home white uniforms, maroon numbers and letters. Johnston in their road black uniforms with gold numbers. Lob pass inside to Crane. Tried to get to Coley, and they just weren't on the same page. Turnover against Dowling to start the game.
Well, it's rare at first possession. You're expecting a play set, and you talked about turnovers. Dowling committing their first turnover 15 seconds into the game.
Mentioned the Dowling bench. We mentioned Johnston's earlier. Sam Ralston, number 1. A junior will come in at 6 foot, along with Gio Keelis, 6'3 senior, averaging 9.5 points. And sophomore Evan Mitchell, 6'4 sophomore, wearing number 33, will be the first 3 up for Dowling. Davin Tritton may see some action too. And now Johnston, corner 3 from the right side, good by Emery Jones.
Maroons getting lost. They got to jump out on those 3-point shooters. Johnston is so deadly from the outside shot this year. That time Jones.
Emery with his 15th made 3 of the year, 3-0 Dragons. As we're underway here at the Dowling Catholic Gym. Here's Coley, top of the key. Swings it over to Capola. Maddox looking inside. Can't find a cutter. Now gets it over to Noah Martins. Now they lob it inside to Charlie Crane, and they push him outside his range. Charlie does lose the basketball, and it'll be over and back against Dowling. Second possession, 2 turnovers on the Maroons.
Just not getting into a rhythm early in the game, the Maroons trying to find a way to get Charlie Crane the ball inside as he has Grandin on him. Height about 5 inches there, struggling to get into a rhythm. The entire Maroons offense trying to get settled in.
All right, Dragons with the basketball. Akari Cavill, number 1, is their point guard. These are for Bargiolo, who's in there. Caleb Bargiolo, number 2. And they swing it to the right side to Emery Jones. Not a day. Tino with it, guarded by Coppola. Goes right side, gets it over in the corner to Jones. That's where he made the 3 last time. Drives against Martins. 6 on the shot clock. Bargiolo with it underneath. Kicks it out, and it's going to be over and back at best from Johnston in a shot clock violation. So the Maroons causing a turnover there.
Really good aggressive defense by the Maroons. You got Coppola drawing the assignment on Tino Day. 2 individuals who know each other very, very well. It'd be interesting to watch how well Maddox and how healthy Maddox is tonight drawing that assignment.
Dowling with the ball. Here's Martins down the lane, and a scoop shot underneath, no good. A whistle and a foul on Darren Grandin. 6'4" junior picks up Johnston's first foul.
Noah Martin's taking the ball hard to the basket. Really displayed that type of play against Waukee on Friday night, attacking the basket. Highly successful in that second half, scoring 20 points in the second half against Waukee.
Martin's first free throw is good. Tonight's game in Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Iowa Wealth Management, Construction Professionals, Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Bozen the Florist. Second free throw good by Martin, so Johnston leads 3-2. 6 minutes remaining. First quarter here at the Dowling Catholic Gym. What a battle it was in game 1. It was Johnston 49-43 over Dowling in the girls contest that just got over with. And now here is Cavill coming off a ball screen and shot the free throw line good. Akari Cavill with his first 2 points.
Cavill averaging over 17 points a game in his junior campaign. Very talented guard for Johnston.
There's Coppola over to Coley, now to Martins. Martins guarded by Cavill, and they swing underneath the Coley. On the left block, on the block. Now he kicks it back out to Noah Martins. 10 on the shot clock. Noah wants to penetrate, can't. Leaves it for Coley. Thinks about the 3. Now dribbles the ball to Charlie Crane for 3. Good. Charlie a catch and shoot 3. That is his 5th made 3-pointer of the year, and we're tied at 5.
5 of 26 on the year at 3-point shooting. He's struggling. You watch him in practice. He hits shot after shot after shot. It just is not translating over to the games. That time, Charlie hitting his first 3 of the night.
16% shooter from 3, and now a pull-up jumper no good by Tino Day, and a rebound out to Dowling. Tino had a nice shot from the right elbow, but couldn't make it go. And now a backdoor cut by Cole, and he stuffs it through. Late help that time by Bargiolo, and Alfred with his first 2 points.
Nice setup play by the Maroons. Backdoor cut, top of the key. Really got Alfred loose underneath and then taking it home.
Johnston with the basketball as Bargiolo got the start tonight, 6'2" senior. And they work it inside, and a shot block. Grandin had a shot blocked by Charlie Crane. Here's Martins in the front court. Underneath, layup, good! Noah went through some contact and put it through, and Dowling with its first lead.
A lot of contact, but controlled. Noah Martins attacking the basket once again and converting.
Martins with 4 points. Dowling leads at 9-5. Now whistling a foul on the offensive end for Johnston. And the foul will be on Coppola. Maddox will pick up his first foul. First team foul on Dowling here in the first half.
Interesting not seeing Jenkins into the lineup. He was a Maroon killer the first meeting. 12 points in that contest. Leading Johnston in scoring.
9-5. Dowling with the lead by 4. Dragons with the ball. They work underneath Bargiolo. They'll kick it out to Day. Tino with it, guarded by Coley. Underneath, Lisa for Grandin, and now kicks it out top of the key for 3. Bargiolo, it's no good. Rebound Dowling, and Nate Jenkins with the rebound. Nate knows a little bit about the Johnston program.
Spent his freshman, sophomore year at Johnston, transferring over to Dowling as a junior. Have a lot of minutes Nate Jenkins has had.
Now Martin's underneath, scooped, and his shot's no good. Couldn't get the roll off the rim, and Noah dribble penetrating. He's really picked that up here in the last couple of games, following Johnston's Darren Grandin, his second.
Well, you love Noah Martin struggling a little bit from the outside shooting, finding different ways to score, and he's so elusive attacking the basket. 3 times now attacking the basket.
First free throw no good by Noah. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Fast Signs and Clive, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Other games going on tonight. Ankeny at Southeast Polk, girl-boy doubleheader. Roosevelt at Ankeny Centennial, that's a girls-only game. And Valley at Waukee Northwest, and that should be tipped off right now at 7:45. Second free throw good by Martins. He has 5 points. Dowling leading 10-5 over the Dragons after Johnston led by 3. And now a shot in the lane, no good, but off the hands of Noah Martins. And that's good hustle that time by Caleb Bargiolo, who knocked it away off of Noah to keep the possession alive for Johnston as we approach the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Jones with it, top of the key, guarded by Noah Martins. Dowling stays man-to-man. Johnston really doesn't have a post player, Jimmy, but they're trying to make a post presence against Charlie Crane. And now Crane comes up with a steal. Dowling with a 3-on-1 underneath the Martins. Layup good. Charlie Crane with the steal and assist.
And the transition for the Maroons, getting down the court fast. Running the court, Martins. Maroons jump out to a 7-point lead.
And we'll take a 1-minute break. A timeout on the court. Dowling 12, Johnston 5 here in this boys contest. 2:42 left to go. First quarter. Back to the Dowling gym in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Faith Check with Greg Yule on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
On this Faith Check, let's talk about the Holy Eucharist. Catholics believe that the bread and wine are more than just symbolic reminders. By the power of God working through the priest, they are transformed into Christ's body and blood. Our Lord taught, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you do not have life within you. The Jews scoffed at this and asked, how can he give us his flesh to eat? Even his disciples said, this is a hard saying, and many stopped following him. Now, when genuine misunderstandings occurred in the Gospels, Jesus corrected his listeners. But Jesus meant what he said and did not back down. My flesh is food indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He who eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For 2,000 years, the Eucharist has been the heart of the Catholic faith. In fact, the early Christians said, without the Eucharist we cannot live, preferring to risk their lives rather than to miss the Mass. Today, he invites each one of us to receive his very flesh and blood. This is Greg Yule for Faith Check.
All right. Brady Grimm breaking out Journey on Iowa Catholic Radio here on this Monday night. High school girls and boys basketball in the CIML. Class 5A girls, well, it's Class 4A boys. Dowling leads 12-5. Wins with a 7-point lead here in the first quarter. And now the Dragons have a steal by Dowling as Martins with the steal feeds Jenkins, and Nate shoots and scores for the Maroons, and Dowling up 14-5.
The way to beat Johnston's defense is to get out on transition, and the Maroons, 3 of their 5 guys are running the court on that. And that's how you got to take on Johnston's D.
And Johnston with a small lineup out there. They just inserted Josh Jenkins off the bench, and now a three-pointer up and good by the Dragons by Cavill. That's his 5th point.
Up and over Jenkins there, Cavill. 4 to 5 feet beyond the three-point arc.
That is Nakari's 35th made 3 of the year, and now the way we go with Emory Jones with the basketball. Feeds Cavill underneath, layup good. Cavill with 5 straight points out of the timeout. That cuts the Dowling lead to 4, 14-10.
They've just got to value the possessions. They've got to limit their turnovers. 3 turnovers in the first quarter by Dowling, also 3 by Johnston.
Cavill with 7 points. Dowling with the basketball. Here's Charlie Crane. Mismatch there. He's guarded by Barjola, 6'2" versus 6'10". Out to Coley. Alfred with it. Gets it to Martins. Noah guarded by Cavill. Gets it to Crane on the baseline. Underneath, shot off the glass good, and boy, there was some contact there. Charlie just strong with the ball, shoots and scores his 5th point.
Smaller lineup at Johnston. They're going to be grabbing and prodding at those balls as Charlie Crane brings the ball down below his waist. But a lot of strength through that contact to convert that layup.
So Joe Stopulos checked in earlier, 6'3" senior, wearing number 21 for Dowling. Here's Cavill with it. It's cut off at the baseline. 40 seconds to play, 10 on the shot clock. Long three, no good by the Dragons. And the rebound out to Dowling. Here's Stopulos with it. 25 on the shot clock, 27 on the game clock. So about a 2-second differential. The Maroons are going to wind the quarter down, leading by 6 after having a 9-point lead before the timeout. And Johnston came out with a 5-0 run. I should say Cavill with a 5-0 run.
That's probably where Dowling is at.
Here's Stopulos with an early loss. It gets to Jenkins. Now to Charlie Crane. Fadeaway jumper at the horn. No good. And that's a shot clock violation with 9/10 of a second remaining. See if the officials put, we're going to have the Todd Crandall put a second back on the clock. I can't wait. Mike Lawler's going to make him do it.
We talked about it Friday.
We were just giving him a little bit of grief between games. But look, 2.1 second. He did practice.
That just, his trigger finger is slow. That's a full 2 seconds.
All right, Todd Crandall, who is our post-game guest on Friday night. Dragons inbound the ball, and it knocks over the Pepsi. It'll be Dowling basketball with 2.1 second. And Maroons will have the ball underneath their own basket. I'm pretty impressed with the job Kevin Oddie and Dick Jess, the Johnston scorekeeper and Dowling scorekeeper, did right in front of us, keeping that Pepsi from exploding. Martins will throw it in with 2.1 seconds. Gets the Crane for 3. It's up and no good. And we've come to the end of the first quarter here at the Dowling Gym in game number 2. Dowling 16, Johnston 10, alongside Jimmy Cataldo. I am Mark Amadale. We'll return with the second quarter here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
The Catholic Tuition Organization, your sponsor today, supports worthy students wanting a Catholic education. Gifts to CTO are first monies applied to tuition expenses in the Diocese of Des Moines. That means other sources of support will go further. Donations to CTO earn a 75% Iowa tax credit. If you give $1,000, you receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
KIHS, Perry, KDVM, Mason City, KCSL, Spencer.
All right, Brady Grimm rocking out the journey tonight as our bumper music here on Iowa Catholic Radio alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. We're also on CISN. Johnston with the basketball. They work it underneath at a shot up and no good by Jacob Peterson, who just checked in at the second quarter, at the quarter break. Now Dowling, a backdoor cut by Martins. His shot no good, but Alfred Coley on the putback up and in. Alfred with his 4th point.
Great backdoor cut by Martins there. Throwing it up against the backboard, knowing that Coley's usually there to clean things up.
And now here's a shot in the lane by Cavill, no good. And now stepping on the baseline, when you get that rebound too deep, got to be careful how you pivot. And Stopulos of Dowling, Joe Stopulos, stepped on the baseline. It'll be a turnover against Dowling. Johnston basketball as Cavill will take a seat on the bench.
Maroons are doing defensively very well against Cavill and Tino Day. Cavill's big 3-point shot early in the first quarter is really the only thing that's been out there.
There's Jenkins. Didn't get the start tonight. Pull-up jumper good. Josh Jenkins off the bench. 10.5 points is what he averaged. He's the leading rebounder for Johnston, just over 6. 18-12, Dowling by 6. Maroons start Evan Mitchell here in the second quarter. Mitchell is 6'4", 245-pound sophomore. Played the right guard on the state championship football team in the lineup for the Maroons, wearing number 33. Here's Coppola back in. Maddox with it. Backdoor cut to Coley, and Alfred couldn't handle the pass. Good pass by Maddox, and Alfred just didn't see the ball through. Jimmy, you got to look at the first quarter numbers.
First quarter, Maroons 6 of 8 shooting from the field. 4 rebounds, 3 turnovers. Went 3 of 4 from the line. Johnston 4 of 9 from the field, 1 total rebound, and 4 turnovers.
Dragons with the basketball. Here's Tino Day, guarded by Maddox Capola. Jaden Hauser in there, number 12 for Johnston, 6'3 junior. Talked about him being in the lineup and in the rotation. And now underneath, a shot off the glass, good by Emory Jones. Nice little leaner in the lane. Jones with 5 points.
Extended his opposite arm to get a little bit of separation from a blocking Evan Mitchell, I believe there. Created some space and converts.
18-14 Dowling. Here's Coley on the baseline. Alfred, reverse layup, up, no good, drew the foul. And that will be on Josh Jenkins, his first. And free throws coming for the Maroons.
Maroons are taking advantage of their size. Attacking the basket, trying to get the ball down deep into the block.
Coley, a 54% free throw shooter on the air. First one in and out, no good. Tonight's game in the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, brought to you in part by Fast Signs in Clive, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and the folks at Construction Professionals. They've been our supporters on Iowa Catholic Radio. 105.5 FM all season long. Second free throw good by Coley. That's his 5th point. Goes 1 for 2 at the line. Dowling was 3 of 4 in the first quarter at the free throw line. Johnson has not yet attempted a free throw. 19-14, Dowling by 5. Maroons have led by as many as 9. Now on the baseline, Bargiolo. Skip pass in the corner for 3. It's no good by Jenkins. Offensive rebound, Johnston. They get it today. Tino with it. Dribbles towards the lane. Now kicks it out to Hauser. Hauser underneath. Layup no good with the left hand. And the rebound, Martins. Noah leading the fast break. He'll dribble between everyone and misses the shot and slammed home by Alfred Coley with his 7th point. And Alfred just is the trail man there, wasn't he? And now here's a nice shot off the glass, good by Tino Day.
I think the Maroons' offense is, hey, just attack the rim.
Attack the rim, yeah.
Put it up any way you can, and then know that Alfred, hey, you got to be on the backside attacking all missed shots, and he's done that a couple times here in the first half.
Now here is Keelis for 3, and it's good right over Josh Jenkins. Gio Keelis.
Maroon shooters at Keelis, Jenkins, Martins have really found a tough time getting open shots. That time Keelis finding one.
Keelis with his 27th made 3 of the year, and now a shot in the lane blocked by Dowling's Evan Mitchell. Shot clock down to 20. Here's Hauser with it. Leaves it for Jenkins. His shot no good. Ball slapped around into the hands of Alfred Coley, and Dowling with the ball. Here's Keelis with it. Gio. Forced jump ball by Hauser, and tie-up will be Dowling basketball underneath their own basket. I think Keelis trying to take a page out of Noah Martin's playbook and dribble between a couple defenders, and that time got the tie-up.
That time he had Martin's defender come off of him to collapse on Keelis attacking the basket. Had a wide open shot out there and took it hard to the basket.
Sam Ralston in the lineup for Dowling. He'll inbound the ball to Capola. Now to Mitchell. And we got the ball slapped out of bounds. They say it went off Dowling. So a turnover against the Maroons with 4.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Dowling 24, Johnston 16 in this boys contest. CIML basketball, Class 4A. Dowling boys dropped to number 4 this week in the Class 4A rankings. And we'll run through those rankings here when we get a moment. I know we're going to get a timeout before the half sometime, but those rankings came out earlier today. Dragons with the basketball, 15 on the shot clock. Here's Bargiolo, dribbles baseline, leaves it for Jones. Emery in the lane, puts up a shot with the left hand, up and good. The basket will count, and the foul on Dowling. Nice little touch shot in the lane by Emory Jones of Johnston, and the foul will be on Sam Ralston, his first for Dowling.
Really impressed with Emory Jones's quickness, getting elusive, playing downhill, averaging just over 6 points a game. The way he plays, seems like he averages 12 to 14, but
free throw no good. Crane with the rebound. He already has 7 points tonight, does Jones. 24-18 Dowling. Here's Nathan Jenkins. Guarded by Cavill. Now Nathan will dribble baseline. And Dowling passed the ball on the baseline to Mitchell, but he stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Turnover against the Maroons. It'll be Johnston basketball as the Dragons trail by 6, but they have the possession.
Just back-to-back possessions on the Maroons. So Johnson does a great job of getting the Maroons off their lines, forcing them closer and closer to the baseline that time. Evan Mitchell stepping out, forcing a turnover.
Here's Day with it. Tino dribbles down, goes against Crane, now kicks it back out to Emery Jones for three, up and no good. Rebound slapped around, saved by Day. Tipped away by Crane, but picked up by Cavill. He won't shoot it in the lane, kicks it over in the corner for three. It's no good by Tino Day. Offensive rebound. Cavill, three-pointer, good! Third chance for Johnston, and Cavill drains the three.
You get 3 shots at it there. Johnston does. They convert one of them. Maroons struggled to really get out to their shooters. Talked about it at the pregame. Closing out on Johnston's shooters is going to be so critical.
Cavill with 10 points leads Johnston here in the first half. 24-21, Dowling's lead 4. Here's Coppola with it. Underneath, little up and under. Shot off the glass, good. Strong move by Maddox Coppola.
Love seeing it out of Maddox. He's a guy that can create a shot around the baseline, 10 foot and in. Is Maddox sweet zone, and that time Maddox up and under with his shot, strong.
Johnston with the basketball. Granted now pass over in the left wing to Tino Day. Gets it to Cavill, back to Day. Tino with it, guarded by Coppola, coming off a ball screen by Grandin. Now skip pass over to Cavill. Over to Jones. Emery in the lane, gets it to Grandin, guarded by Mitchell. Pull-up jumper, right elbow up, no good. Rebound Dowling and Charlie Crane as the shot by Cavill was no good as the shot clock expired. 2 minutes to play and Dowling by 5. 26-21 Maroons. Maddox Coppola on the dribble. Guarded by Cavill. Tries a bounce pass inside, stolen away by Johnston. Granville underneath. His shot blocked by Crane, out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball. Good hustle by Crane. Blocked the shot, then deflected it off of Grandin.
Just Maroons have had some bad turnovers. And when is a turnover good? I have no idea. But 3 possessions there here, and just out of 4, Maroons have had 2 or 3 turnovers in last 4 possessions.
The Maroons. Martin's underneath to Coley, and his shot up and no good. Wins a turnover good. It's like football. Interception, fumble, it's a turnover. And Dragons the other way. Bargiolo shoots and scores.
Maroons not getting back on defense. Here comes the trapping half court by Johnston.
Nate Martin's in the lineup, and he loses the basketball. Stolen away by Bargiolo. Gets it out to Tino Day. Day in the lane. Pull-up jumper over Coppola. Up and good. Gets the roll. Tino Day with his 4th point. And it's a 1-point Dowling lead. Timeout Maroons. 1:10 to go in the second quarter. And it's 26-25, Dowling by 1 over Johnston. And we're going to get a full timeout. We'll take it with them with 1:10 to play. Back here at the Dowling Gym in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Make Valentine's Day unforgettable with Bella Notte, a beautiful evening at the St. Luke's Green Gala, February 14th at the FFA Enrichment Center. Enjoy a family-style Italian dinner, live dessert auction, and silent auction, featuring live music by Nashville singer-songwriter Danica Ports. Cocktail hour begins at 5 p.m. Bella Notte, a beautiful evening, Saturday, February 14th at the FFA Enrichment Center in Ankeny, supporting St. Luke the Evangelist School. To get your tickets, visit slte.org.
All right, we're back here at the Dowling Gym. Pressure by Johnston. The Maroons go over the top. Lob pass from Noah Martins in the backcourt to Charlie Crane. Overthrew him. Turnover against Dowling, and those turnovers starting to add up, Jimmy.
When you look at the last 6 possessions for the Maroons, 4 turnovers in them. That time not handling the half-court trap. Worked Crane deep into the basket and just couldn't get him the ball.
26-25, Dowling by 1. Here's Day with it on the baseline. Reverse layup, no good. And a loose ball foul called on Johnston. I think they're going to get Cavill with the foul, and they will. So Nakari with his first foul. Second team foul on Johnston with 42 seconds remaining. Maroons can have a 2-for-1 here if they can get the a shot off by the 35-second mark. Now Crane's losing a layup is good, and they will get a 2-for-1. Charlie Crane on a great pass from Noah Martins. Almost worked earlier, Jimmy, and they overthrew him.
It's what they tried to do the last possession, as you mentioned, is to have Charlie start about the top of the key and then break back to the basket, and that's how they're going to break this trap.
About a 2-second differential shot clock and game clock, so it's not going to be much of a 2-for-1 for the Maroons.
Well, the Maroons have 3 fouls to give up here, so you can probably use them. Don't allow Johnston to get a running start.
There's Grandin with it. Hands it off to Day. And we got a whistle and a shot before. And you're right, Charlie Crane will pick up the foul. That'll be his first foul with 2.6 seconds remaining. So
you're bringing in Oldfield, maybe to use up some of those fouls with 2.6. So you can get another 1 or 2 fouls.
Leighton Oldfield checking in. Number 5, 6'2", 195-pound sophomore. Emory Jones inbounds the ball, gets the Cavill. Jones for 3 at the horn. It's in and out, no good. And we come to the end of the first half with the score. Dowling Catholic 28, Johnston 25 here in this boys contest earlier tonight. Dowling girls and Johnston hooked up in a battle, and Johnston girls won their 69th game in a row with a 49-43 win over Dowling in game 1. Game 2, we're at halftime, and it's... Thank you, Colleen. We'll take a break. It's 28-25 Dowling at halftime. We get gifts here at Dowling Catholic High School alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadell on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Welcome to Faith Check. Many say that the Bible alone is all we need to know God's truth. But just look at all of the questions that divide Christians today because of differing interpretations of the Bible. Should infants be baptized? Can I lose my salvation? What about all of the moral issues that we face? Our Lord said that a house divided cannot stand, and as 2 Peter 1:20 shows, he never intended his followers to interpret the Bible privately. Jesus left us a visible church whose leaders have authority to teach and govern God's people. In Matthew 18, Jesus said that insurmountable debates should be taken to the church for resolution. For those that understand this and still refuse to listen to the church, Jesus has a stern warning. Of course, to practically implement Jesus' teaching on this necessarily requires a single church that is organized and consistent. For 2,000 years, the Roman Catholic Church has been fulfilling this role in order that the body of Christ might experience true harmony of being unified in heart and mind. Small wonder St. Augustine said, "I would not believe in the gospel myself if the authority of the Catholic Church did not influence me to do so." This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
Welcome back to the Dowling Catholic Gym here in West Des Moines. Halftime of the boys contest. It's Dowling 28, Johnston 25. These two teams met earlier this year back at Johnston on December 16th, and Dowling winning that game 50-46. The Maroons lead here at halftime 28-25 alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. And you got your stats all done?
I do.
I was being brought gifts at halftime by
you get
Colleen Webb.
You get free T-shirts. I saw they got you a medium, so that works. No,
Medium.
nice.
You were kind. I know what you were going to say. That's not what you said during the break. Triple X. I'll tell you. But hey, go ahead and rattle off. We're waiting on our hopefully Coach Meyer or somebody from the Dowling girls coaching staff will visit with us. Otherwise, it's you and me. But go ahead with the first half stats, Dowling and Johnston, Jimmy.
So you look at Dowling up 3 at half, shot 11 of 16 from the field for 69%. Shot really well from threes. Didn't take a lot of them. I think Dowling's strategy is to attack the basket. Went 2 of 3 from 3. Dowling had 11 total rebounds. And here's the stat, 9 turnovers in the first half for the Maroons. For Johnston, 11 of 27 from the field, 41%. They went 3 of 10 from threes, 0 of 1 free throws, 5 rebounds. We thought that Dowling would have the rebounding mismatch, but they did. 5 rebounds for Johnston and 4 turnovers.
You got them all in.
I did.
So that's one thing we don't have to do in the second half is listen to those. I don't think those are very accurate, but I'll take your word for it.
I mean, Coach, it's almost abuse that I take here from this guy.
We'll welcome in Kristen Meyer, the Dowling girls basketball coach, following the exciting game in Game 1 with Johnston continue their winning streak. And, Coach, thanks for joining us. I know it was a tough night for your gals, but What did you like about the game tonight compared to game one back in December over at Johnston? What can you compare without going to film?
I thought we defended well, just like we did in December. We got down, I think, at least 13 at one point. We fought back to within 4. So I think the fight back was good to see. It'd be great to not get down, to start. But I thought defensively we were solid. Nikki Muller hit a couple big threes for us. There's a lot of physicality down low. We had a hard time getting it to Ellie. But I think Ellie still had, 15, 18 points or so. So it reminded me a lot of the December game, kind of just a battle, long possessions. But it's always fun to play top teams.
Well, it is, and that's what you want to do because you're going to see it, maybe not in this gym, but maybe at a different court here in Des Moines. You were down at halftime by 3 in that third quarter. You got outscored 20-12. Talk about the halftime. What was the message at halftime? Down one possession against a team that's won now 69 in a row. What was the message to the girls?
I thought I had a good message, and then maybe we should have just skipped halftime. If we come out and get beat 20-12 in the third quarter, whatever my message was, it needs to be a whole lot better, a whole lot different. We were sitting just fine at 3 points down, and I thought offensively we weren't real great, so we needed to kind of adjust a few things, and then we come out, had some turnovers and things, so it was more of our offense where we struggled, and then they hit a couple threes, which they will, but the offensive rebounds that we gave up in the fourth quarter, I think were big ones for us.
I haven't had a chance to really talk to you much during these halftimes, but been watching a lot of your games, and from my vantage point, Katie Muller, Ellie Muller, they attract so much attention. You're looking for that third or fourth girl to really step up and provide an offensive prowess. I think Maddie Rice, you see that at times, but then you see the other Muller girl, Nikki, big shot over there at the corner to cut it to 4, and you thought, shoot, I'm right in this game, and then Johnston's just, they're veterans.
Yep.
They're really good. How do you cut into it? I thought you guys would have the best chance out of anybody to really knock that winning streak off, but what's it going to take? What's it going to take for somebody to knock this 59-60 game winning streak?
I think they're up in the upper 60s.
69.
They're
69.
So what is that?
Goodness.
Yeah. It's tough, especially now, this year. I mean, hopefully we get another shot at them, but it might take Jenica graduating, to be honest. I mean, their experience, Jenica having Jalea back, she does a nice job. Both Phillips girls are just solid. And if they have any lead at all in the fourth quarter, they're going to bleed the clock. Kelly Calb does a nice job, as a sophomore. And so you got to shoot well, and you got to take care of the ball. And I don't think we had a ton of turnovers tonight. To be honest, as you said, Katie and Ellie are our go-to people. They have to make more shots. Katie didn't make a lot of shots tonight. She's got to hit some. If our best shooters are going to go, 0 for whatever on threes, we're going to struggle. There's a few times I thought Ellie needed to be stronger down low. And she finished a lot, but you can't have those turnovers. You can't have those missed shots in these big games.
Visit with Kristen Meyer, the Dowling girls basketball coach, following the Dowling girls' loss tonight. It was Johnston 49, Dowling Catholic 43, and you just move right on. It's kind of a long week. You play on Monday night because of the wrestling duels that will be held here tomorrow night. Got bumped up a night. But, Coach, you come back Friday night, senior night, and you take on 5th-ranked Ankeny in a rematch of a game that was up there, very physical game, kind of similar to what we saw tonight with Johnston. But senior night and taking on Ankeny for the second time. Yeah,
we're excited to get to play them again. It's kind of nice. I don't know if I love Monday games. It's one of those. What day of the week is it when you're at school? But we're taking tomorrow off of practice, which will be good. Hopefully our girls come up, cheer on the wrestlers. Really cool that they get to host. Then we'll get ready Wednesday, Thursday for Ankeny. And Ankeny's been a little up and down. When we played them at Ankeny, they shot really well. So I think if we can, get their three-point percentage down a little bit, I think we'll be okay. So, but, senior night will be exciting. Get to honor our seniors and get to play a top 5 ranked team.
Yeah, you certainly do. You have 2 seniors in your lineup. I'm not sure about the managers and support staff, but 2 seniors, and you'll recognize them. And then after Friday, you've got Southeast Polk and Waukee Northwest Tuesday, Friday next week, and the regular season is done. Hard to believe.
Yeah, it goes fast. I mean, it's February 2nd already. And it's been a great season, but now it's, especially after this game, can't change anything. Now we keep getting better. Now we get better for Ankeny on Friday, Southeast Polk, and then, number 2, Waukee Northwest, who beat us a couple weeks ago. So if we can get a little momentum going into the end of the regular season, then we got postseason, and it's all fun from here.
That's right.
There.
Well, Coach, appreciate you taking time to visit with us tonight. We'll see you Friday night on senior night.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you so much.
Head coach Christian Marr, the Dowling girls head basketball coach, joining Jimmy Cataldo and me here at halftime. Dowling boys leading Johnston 28-25 at the half. This is Mark Hemadale. We'll return in 1 minute with the second half between Dowling and Johnston from the Dowling Gym along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610, ashworthvision.com.
The Adoration Sodality of the Poor Clares of Perpetual Adoration at the Shrine of the Most Blessed Sacrament in Hanceville, Alabama, is a prayer group for laity, priests, and religious brothers and sisters to spiritually join in the nuns' mission of adoring our Lord Jesus Christ in the Holy Eucharist. Members commit themselves to an hour of Eucharistic adoration on a monthly, weekly, or daily basis at a monstrance or tabernacle at the parish of their choice. Learn more about becoming a member at iadorethee.com.
We're back here at the Dowling Gym. Second half underway, or about ready to start. Dowling and Johnston, game 2 of our girl-boy doubleheader. Johnston tonight winning the first game 49-43 over Dowling to extend their winning streak to 69 in a row. Coach Cataldo, not 59, 69 for Coach Jellick and the Johnston girls.
I don't want to give them any. I mean, they've earned every one of those. So
absolutely.
My apologies to getting that.
And quickly, Johnston gets it underneath and a shot up and good by the Dragons, and that being Emery Jones with his 9th point.
That's where Emery Jones got Dowling in the first half, is attacking the basket.
Yes, he did. They
very quick.
Lob underneath the crane and whistling the foul by Grandin. He got caught for the reach in, and 2 free throws coming. Foul will be Darren Grandin's 3rd foul. Let's take a look at scoring in the first half for Johnston. They're led by Hikari Cavill with 10 points. Emery Jones with 7 points at halftime. He now has 9. 4 points for Tino Day. As Dowling gets a little backdoor cut layup, good by Noah Martins. A pass from Alfred Coley to Martins.
And Martins' 9th point of the game, and he's making all of his baskets around the rim. Has not taken an outside shot, I don't believe yet, but Maroon's just 2 of 3 from 3-point range.
Round out scoring for Johnston. Tino Day with 4 points, 2 points for Caleb Bargiolo off the bench, 2 points for Josh Jenkins off the bench, as the Dragons went 0 for 1 at the free throw line. And now shot clock resets on a missed Johnston basket. They work it underneath to Bargiolo, and his shot is blocked by Crane into the hands of Capola.
It's the land of the Giants for the Maroons.
Dowling was led in the first half by Alfred Coley, Charlie Crane, and Noah Martin, 7 points each. 3 points for Gio Keelis off the bench, 2 points for Nate Jenkins. And now here's Coley underneath. His shot is no good, and that'll be the 4th foul on Grandin. And Alfred Coley to the free throw line, where he is 1 for 2. He'll have 2 free throws here. Coley with 7 points tonight. We should round out scoring. Capola with 2 points for the Maroons, and Nate Jenkins with 2. Dowling was 4 of 6 the free throw line in the first half. And Coley's first free throw is good. Alfred with 8 points. Dowling jumped out to a 16-10 first quarter lead, and Johnson outscored Dowling in that second quarter 15-12, as the Maroons had a 3-point lead at halftime. Second free throw no good. Maroons up 4, 31-27 here, Jimmy, with 6:30 left to go here in the third quarter.
Well, it's just been a seesaw game throughout. Maroons get a comfortable lead, and then Johnston's clawing their way back. A lot with their quickness and guard play.
Here's Emery Jones, leads it for Cavill at the free throw line. Shot up and good. Cavill, what a smooth stroke. He's got 12 points. 31-29, the Dowling lead is 2. First meeting won by Dowling 50-46 back in December at the Johnston gym. And here's Crane with it. It's in the corner to Martins. Noah looking inside to Coppola, now to Coley. To Coppola. Maddox thinks about the three, won't shoot it. Now to Coley with 9 on the shot clock. Here's Martins. He'll pull up for three. It's off the back iron, no good, and a rebound out to Bargiolo and Johnston. Lead pass to Cavill. He'll pull up for three. Good. And the Dragons have the lead by 1. 32-31, and Cavill with 5 of his 15 points here in the third quarter.
Such a good three-point shooter is Cavill. Step back three.
Now I think Grandin has just fouled out, and he has. Darren Grandin tried to get the steal, and he'll foul out with 5:26 to go in the third quarter.
We talked about Grandin getting the starting nod over Jenkins, and a lot of that is because of Grandin's height and a little bit more athleticism to take on the Maroon bigs. But with Grandin fouling out, they're going to put Jenkins in, which Jenkins has been really, really good for against Dowling over the last couple meetings. So
Darren Grandin, the 6'4 junior, fouls out for Johnston at the 5:26 mark. Charlie Crane at the free throw line for 2. First one up and no good. Maroons are going to make it a ball game if they keep missing shots and free throws. Crane with 7 points, make it 8. He makes the second free throw. Tied at 32, Dowling and Johnston. 5:20 to go, third quarter. Glad you could join us on CISN tonight, along with the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo. And we appreciate you tuning in on this Monday night CIML game. Johnston with the ball. Cavill, a pass over, and a shot up, and good. The basket will count by Josh Jenkins, who came in for Grandin. And the foul will be on Dowling's Alfred Coley, his first.
Every player for Johnston is a multi-threat player. From the outside shooting, attacking the basket, makes it really, really tough to defend because you're trying to close out on the three-point shot, and they go right around you. Their quickness is pretty good.
Jenkins with 4 points. Free throw no good. Ball slapped around and rebounded by Bargiolo underneath the Cavill. His shot up and good. They count the basket, the foul on Dowling. So 2 and 1s in one possession, and both fouls on Coley. That's his second. And this will be a full timeout called by Dowling with 4:59 to go, third quarter. Johnston 36, Dowling 32, back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Faith Check with Greg Yule on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
On this Faith Check, we're talking about tradition. For many Christians, tradition can be a sort of dirty word. This is probably because of Jesus' harsh words for the traditions of the Pharisees, who added unnecessary rituals and ignored the weightier matters of God's law. But some traditions can be good and helpful in our spiritual journey. Things like putting up a nativity scene, praying the rosary, or fasting. These are traditions with a small t. They aren't doctrines, but they're customs we do as Catholics to help us draw closer to God. Catholics also speak of sacred tradition with a capital T. This is the very message of Christ that has been faithfully handed down to us from the apostles. For example, in 2 Thessalonians 2:15, St. Paul says to stand firm and hold to the traditions you were taught by us, either by word of mouth or by letter. Here, Scripture itself is teaching that the Word of God can come to us both through written Scripture and oral tradition. Either way, we are to receive it equally as God's Word. For a synopsis of sacred tradition today, pick up your copy of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. This is Greg Yule for Faith Check.
And we're back here at the Dowling Catholic High School gym, West Des Moines. Free throws coming for Kari Cavill. He has 17 points tonight.
And one.
Free throw and one, no good. Rebound Dowling and Jenkins. Dowling with the basketball, trailing by 4. This is Johnston, largest lead of the night. They led by 3 in the first half, actually the first quarter. Here's Crane backing in. His shot off the glass, up and good. A lot of contact there, and Charlie made it fall. 10 points for Crane.
Yeah, you've got away with a travel there, but yet with this back to the basket, Charlie Crane's been really, really good in the last few games.
36-34 Johnston. Dragons in the front court. Here's Jenkins. Today, Tino with it. Pull-up jumper, right wing, good. Just inside the three-point line. Tino Day from the right side. He's got 6 points.
As he's come back for the Dragons, as we mentioned at the beginning, 6-1 has been their record. Such a talented basketball player and football player for that matter.
There's Jenkins out to Coley. Alford with it, and we got a whistle and a foul called on Barjolo. He and Charlie Crane have been doing battle. Barjolo undersized at 6'2", and Charlie at 6'10", and they've been tussling over there off the ball. I kind of noticed that a little bit. That'll be his first foul for Barjolo. He'll have a seat on the bench, get him settled down. And Coppola will sit down, and Charlie drawing attention. Now he's got Jaden Hauser in there guarding him, and official says, hey, you guys can't look like you're dancing. You can't get locked up.
Crane has every right to that position, and they're just pushing him off.
Now we got a reach-in foul on Johnston. Foul starting to catch up the Dragons. Hauser picks up his second foul. Free throws coming for Charlie Crane. It's a 15 foul on Johnson, so non-shooting foul, but the penalty.
You had mentioned that the Maroons got to hit their free throws if they're in this position. Every foul from here on out in the third quarter is going to be 2 free throws.
Crane's first free throw is good. Rankings just came out today, the latest rankings in Class 4A. Cedar Falls at number 1, Waukee Northwest at number 2, no change there. Waukee moves up to 3rd, Dowling falls to 4th. Free throw good by Crane, who has 12 points. Dubuque Senior is 5th, Ames is 6th, Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln is 7th. Des Moines Roosevelt moves in the rankings at 8th. Here's a long three up and no good by Tino Day, and a rebound Dowling and Jenkins. Muscatine at number 9, and Ankeny in the top 10 at number 10. And that'll be Dowling's opponent Friday night, 10th ranked Ankeny, as we'll have a girl-boy doubleheader Friday night on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. CISN, they're going to be bringing you girls state wrestling. Underneath Martins in a jump ball. Good help defense by Hauser. And they force a jump ball to be Dowling possession, as there were 2 guys right on Noah as he drove to the basket, Jimmy.
And Noah's having some great success getting downhill to the basket. Needs to recognize 3 guys jumped on him as he crashed to the basket. Find that open shooter, as he's drawn so much attention when he's taking the ball.
Keyless inbounds the ball. They work it around to Martins. Now to Crane. Right block. Turnaround shot up. No good. Tip up and good. Above the rim is Alfred Coley.
That's Alfred, again, attacking the rim when he knows the shot's going up. Be there for the miss, as he's had, 4 offensive rebounds.
And now a steal by Martins. Went off the leg of Coley. And a pass stolen away by Emery Jones of Johnston. And now we got a timeout. Johnston as Courtney Henderson calls time, and Emery Jones sinks the basket. They'll wave it off. It'll be a 30-second timeout with 3:05 to go in the third quarter. 38 all, Dowling and Johnston. I'd like to be a coach. I've done that a few times. Called timeout, and my player will make a shot.
It's more of a feel thing. He just didn't feel good about the situation, even though they probably had the numbers on the break. He recognized, Coach Henderson recognizes 38-38 game. Each possession right now is so valuable. Still, even though it's third quarter.
Reminder, our next broadcast on Iowa Catholic Radio will be this Friday night. Dowling taking on Ankeny right here at the Dowling Gym. We have no more road doubleheaders, but we do have one Dowling-Ankeny single game right before the postseason begins. And you and I will make the trip to Ankeny. You know a few people up there.
We've been everywhere in Polk County, Dallas County. We'll find our way.
Yeah. You definitely have the vehicle that will find its way by itself. My goodness. All right. Out of the timeout. Johnson with the ball. Emery Jones down the lane. His shot no good. Emery slams into the padding underneath the basket. Rebound Dowling. Jenkins with the shot no good. Coley with the rebound to put back up and in right over Hauser. Alfred Coley has 12 points.
Understanding his role throughout the night is finding the offensive glass, getting the putback. 10 points, I believe, on offensive putbacks.
And here's a jumper in the lane by Cavill, no good. Ball tipped out of bounds to Dowling. I thought Alfred's Coley was a rim protector.
Well,
you got him on the offensive end.
Well, either the Maroons are taking advantage of the heights, and we talked about where they have the height advantage in this game. They out-rebound Johnston coming into this game, 34-25, I believe. And
now here is Crane in the lane. His shot no good. Charlie's going to feel it tomorrow morning too. Need that extra day. Whistle and a foul on Josh Jenkins, his second. Jenkins, well, they've got 7 fouls at that position because Grandin fouled out. with 5, and now Jenkins come in and he's got 2, so 7 fouls on Crane and company. Charlie, the free throw line, misses the first free throw. He has 12 points tonight.
I think Coach Einertson's realizing that Johnston's struggling to guard Charlie down on the block, so continue to find ways to post him up.
Second free throw good. Charlie goes 1 for 2, has 13 points. Leads Dowling in scoring. Now Maroons that 1-2-2 full court press with Coley at the top at 6'8". And the Dragons get it across the timeline. And they work it underneath to Barjolo, layup good. Nice feed that time from Tino Day.
Great job by both Barjolo and Tino Day.
Barjolo with the, or Tino Day with the dribble penetration. Here's Keyless with it. Gio looking for a cutter. Gets it out to Coley, top of the circle. Now to Martins. Noah with it, coming off a ball screen. Works the left side. Works baseline. Left-handed. Kicks it out to Keyless. 14 on the shot clock. Here's Crane. Catch and shoot for 3. Good. Right over Barjolo. Charlie Crane with 16 points. That's his second 3 of the night. The Maroons lead it by 4, 44-40 after being down by 4. Dragons the other way. Shot off the glass, no good by Cavill. Rebound Jenkins and Dowling. Here's Keyless with it. Gio, he'll launch the 3. It's up, good! Gio Keyless, the reigning 3s here at the Dowling Gym. He's got 6 points. And the Maroons lead by 7 with the minute 5 to play in the third.
Maroons have shot 6 3-pointers and have made 4 of them. Quality shots on the night, as where they have struggled the last few games. Putting those into the bucket tonight's making every one count.
I remember Dowling down 4. They called the timeout and things weren't looking good, and they have picked themselves up here. And the Dragons have went cold from the field. Here's Jones with it. Emery down the right side. His shot partially blocked by Crane. He gets the rebound. 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 3 or 4 second differential on the shot clock. As Martins has it between the circles.
I think here you try to get Martins to attack the basket, penetrate, get your shooters out wide for kick out, or Charlie Crane posting up Barjolo.
Now whistling a foul on Cavill. They did not have a foul to give. Cavill with his second foul, so free throws coming for Dowling with 9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Oldfield set to check in.
The Maroons have 2 fouls to give with 9 seconds.
Good
Probably
point.
going to use both of them.
Martin's first free throw is good. Noah with 10 points. That was a 9th free throw here in the third quarter for Dowling. Second one on the way, good. Maroons are 8 out of 10 at the line. Or 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10?
7 out of 10 in the second half. Went 4-6 in the first. Johnston over 3.
9 seconds remaining. Day will dribble it up for Johnston. Guarded by Capola, and Maddox will foul him. It'll be out of bounds Johnston with 4 seconds remaining. Maddox with his second foul. Oldfield in for the Maroons. Maddox out.
Taking Maddox out to protect his fouls.
I'm sorry, Ralston in. Sam Ralston, number 1, checking in, along with Oldfield, who's been in. Oldfield will guard the inbounder, and that's Emery Jones along the far sideline. Emery tips it out of bounds. He threw it into Cavill, and he tipped it right back to Jones, and it went between his legs, out of bounds to Dowling. The Maroons now with 3 seconds. They'll get their offensive players back in. Jenkins, Keyless, Martins, along with Ralston and Charlie Crane. All right, 3 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling up 49-40. A Dragon foul will put Dowling at the free throw line as they're over the limit. Jenkins inbounded the ball, gets to Crane. Charlie. And that shot will not count as it left his hand late. So we've come to the end of the third quarter with our score. Dowling Catholic 49, Johnston 40. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I am Mark Amadale. We'll be back with the fourth quarter from the Dowling Catholic Gym. Earlier tonight it was the Johnston girls running their winning streak to 69 in a row with a 49-43 win over Dowling. And we'll be back for the fourth quarter of the boys contest with Dowling leading 49-40 here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CIS.
Faith Check with Greg Yule on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Welcome to this Faith Check. You know, as Catholics, we believe that the Holy Bible is God's inspired word. However, we don't hold that our Lord intended the Bible alone to be our sole teacher in the Christian faith. Just think how easily the meaning of an email can be misinterpreted and sometimes cause great strife between people. Then take the Bible, which is infinitely longer, more complex, and written millennia ago in a world different from our own, and we begin to see why Jesus would not have entrusted his teaching to a book. The church looks to what it calls sacred tradition, rooted in things like church councils, creeds, the early fathers of the church, to safeguard our interpretation of God's word. All of the Catholic Church's beliefs can be traced back to the earliest Christians. Christ entrusted his teaching to the 12 apostles, whom he gave authority to teach all nations in the assistance of the Holy Spirit. The apostles then ordained bishops who have succeeded them down to this present day. The Catholic Church is a living voice that rings out for all to hear, proclaiming and interpreting God's word to every generation. This is Greg Yule for Faith Check.
Welcome back to the Dowling Catholic High School Gym, West Des Moines. Monday night, CIML girls and boys basketball. And it's the Dowling boys leading Johnston 49-40. Johnston will have the basketball to start the fourth quarter. This game was moved to tonight, as tomorrow the Dowling wrestling team opens up postseason with the home dual meet. Now here's Johnston with a long three. It's no good. Offensive rebound, Bargiolo. Now another long three by Cavill. It's no good. Rebound Dowling and Noah Martins. We'll get our statistics through three quarters here in a moment. Dowling 7 of 10 at the free throw line that quarter. They are now 11 for 16 at the free throw line through three quarters. Johnston 0 for 3 at the line. And that's a big stat right there in itself, Jimmy.
Yeah, and it's Maroon's ability to attack the basket, drawing fouls. Charlie Crane drawing plenty of attention there.
And now Crane goes underneath, has the ball blocked out of bounds by Cavill. It'll be Dowling basketball with 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Maroons with their first possession of the fourth quarter. Gio Keelis will throw it in. It's Keelis, Martins, and Ralston, the three guards, with Evan Mitchell in right now, has the basketball, hands it off to Keelis and Charlie Crane. And Keelis shot up and no good, drew the foul, and he'll get 2 free throws, as the foul will be on Emory Jones. And Jim, you got to look at the third quarter numbers.
Third quarter through three quarters. I have Johnston shooting 44%, 18 of 44, or 41 from the field, just 4 of 12 from three-point range, 9 rebounds, and just 6 turnovers. Dowling 17 of 27 from the field. They're 4 of 6, as we mentioned earlier, from three, so taking advantage from outside shooting. Quality shots tonight from the Maroons' three-point range. They have 21 total rebounds, as I mentioned, to Johnston's 9, and the Maroons just 1 turnover in the third quarter, 10 total.
All right, Keelis goes 1 for 2 at the line. He now has 7 points. 50-40, Dowling by 10. This is the Maroons' largest lead of the night. Johnston is led by 4 back in the third quarter. All right, dribbling down, and Tino Day has his shot blocked from behind by Alfred Coley. Who's keeping the blocks tonight? Is that you or me?
There hasn't been a ton of blocks. To be honest with you, I think the ability of both teams to get offensive rebounds, more so for Dowling, but Johnson has gotten their fair share of second chance shots.
There's Day in the corner for 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound. Bargiolo doesn't reset the shot clock. It's at 10. There's Jones with it. Guarded by Mitchell. His long 3 no good. Coley with the rebound. He's skied above the rim. There's your rim protector. And now Ralston for 3, and it's no good. Fight for the rebound, and Johnson comes away. Here's Cavill with it. Underneath, layup with the left hand, good. Keelis tried to deny it, but Cavill shoots and scores his 19th point. 50-42 Dowling. 6:10 to go, fourth quarter. Bruins are trying to win the regular season series between the two squads. Here's Noah Martins underneath. Layup good. Reverse layup on the left side. Noah Martins.
Noah with his 13th point, all coming from his penetration downhill to the basket.
Now underneath, Johnston with the basket by Josh Jenkins. That is his 6th point. We have a timeout on the floor. And this will be a full timeout. We'll take it with them with 5:50 remaining. Here in the fourth quarter, Dowling 52, Johnston 44 in this boys CIML matchup here on Monday night on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Do you believe in the importance of Catholic education? Do you owe Iowa income tax this year? Consider a gift to the Catholic Tuition Organization to help worthy students attend Catholic schools in the diocese and receive an Iowa tax credit of 75% of your donation. If you give $1,000 to CTO, you'll receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
I'm Father Thomas Loya, and this week on Light of the East on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, the loving God would not really send someone to hell forever, would he? My father died last week. Oh well, he's in heaven now. Why should we pray for dead people? Learn how the Eastern Catholic Churches respond to these common questions and beliefs. Light of the East, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Back here at the Dowling Gym. Pressure in the backcourt by Johnston. The first time tonight we've seen them come out with some full court pressure. The Maroons get it across the timeline, leading 52-44 with 5.5 minutes to go. Here's Jenkins with it for Dowling to Martins. Lobs it inside to Charlie Crane. Layup off the glass good. He turned and scored on Josh Jenkins.
Tough to stop as Charlie gets that deep into the block. Been really deadly from that turnaround with his back to the basket.
18 points for Charlie Crane. 54-44, Dowling by 10. Here's Jones with it for Johnston today. Tino with it. Running jumper in the lane, up and good. Rolls around the rim and through. Tino Day with his 8th point. 54-46 Dowling. Keyless in the front court. Get it out to Martins. Noah for 3. It's up. Good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Noah Martins with his 16th point. Wow.
All set up by Charlie Crane. He's drawing so much attention by Johnston down. Maroon's got to be able to hit those shots when they get them open.
And now Cavill tries to bank a shot off the glass. It's no good. And out of bounds to Dowling. Keyless will check out and Coley checking in. So Maroon's going with both post players at this juncture against this full court pressure by Johnston with Jenkins, Martins, and Capola, the 3 guards for the Maroons. And now the ball nearly stolen away, but Martins gets across the timeline just in time, and now a timeout Dowling as Coach Einertson not happy with what's transpired. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 4:29 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling 57, Johnston 46. Reminder, our next broadcast on Iowa Catholic Radio will be this coming Friday night. It'll be senior night. We'll have a girl-boy doubleheader. Dowling hosting Ankeny. And we'll have the pregame show right at 6 o'clock. For Johnston, let's take a look at their schedule. They travel to Valley this Friday for a girl-boy doubleheader. Then on Saturday, the Johnston boys take on Norwalk at noon at Waukee High School. That's part of the crossover classic that Eastern Iowa and Western Iowa kind of go back and forth with. And Johnston will take on Norwalk at noon this Saturday at Waukee High School. And then next week they will they'll be on the road, Johnston at Ankeny Centennial on Tuesday, February 10th, and then Friday the 13th, Johnston at Ankeny. So the Dragons on the road for the next several games. Dowling will be home against Ankeny. Senior night this coming Friday. Right out of the timeout. Dowling with the ball, and Martin stepped on the baseline as he made his pass. The court's a little shorter here than most schools, Jimmy, because it's a regulation high school court. It's not a college court.
So standard length for
standard,
high school?
Yep, standard for high school, but
more and more of these arenas and gymnasiums and field houses, as you want to call them.
Field houses.
Putting in 94-foot courts.
Hey, beautiful pass that time by Cavill. He found Emory Jones for the basket.
So during the last time out, I think Coach Einerson and the coaching staff got the Maroons together and how they're going to break this full court press.
Now here's a steal by Bargiolo. He goes all the way, leaves it for Cavill. Layup good. Cavill with 21 points. 57-50. And here's pressure by Johnston. Maroons get in the front court and they throw it away. Bad pass by Martins. Overthrew Capola, and now Keyless will check in, and Martins will sit down. Maroons now with, 3 straight possessions with a turnover.
Yeah, three straight turnovers. And I thought the Maroons probably had a good plan on what they were going to do with that full court. Hand to Johnston. You really can't mimic the quickness, speed, and length that Johnston has.
Dragons with the basketball. They drive baseline. Shot up and good. That's Josh Jenkins off the bench with 8 points.
So 6 straight points off of 3 Dowling turnovers. Or excuse me, yeah, 6 points off the 3 turnovers.
Now Jenkins goes around everybody, gets to Keyless and throws it away. That extra pass by Nate Jenkins resulted in a turnover with 3:08 to go, and the Dowling lead is 5. As Martin's back in, Keyless out. Now the Maroons are going to throw the press right back at him. This 1-2-2 press has helped both teams tonight. Right now it's helping Johnston. Maroons will back out of the press. Cavill will dribble in the front court for Johnston. Hands it off to Jones. Over to Bargiolo. Now over to Jenkins. Pull-up jumper, good. That's a 3-pointer for Jenkins. He's got 11 off the bench. Didn't get the start tonight. 57-55, the Dowling lead is 2. Timeout Dowling as Nate Jenkins is double-teamed by Jones and Cavill. This will be a 30-second timeout with 2:41 remaining. Here in the fourth quarter, Dowling's lead has shrunk to 2.
Going into this game, you knew Johnston was going to have full court press, or they're going to have a half court trapping defense, and you expected it. Didn't see a lot of it in the first half. So it was just a matter of when Coach Henderson was going to deploy that, and he waited probably till the opportune time to really get Dowling on their heels, and has converted 9 straight points off of 4 Dowling turnovers on 4 possessions.
Dowling led 28-25 at halftime, but Johnston outscored Dowling in the third quarter 24-12 to cut it to 9, and now it's cut to 5 or cut to 2.
Fourth quarter score going into the fourth quarter was
49-40.
49-40.
Yeah. So this has been quite a run by Johnston, and again, it's both teams pressure. 1-2-2 full court press by Dowling. Well, Johnston has answered that and has cut the lead, and now they throw the ball in the backcourt to Martins. Now he's going to have to hustle for it, and steps on the baseline out of bounds, and a good hustle that time by Josh Jenkins of Johnston, forcing the turnover. It'll be Johnston basketball, Jimmy.
The Maroons are trying to find a lineup that's going to be efficient through all this pressure that Johnston's putting on. Finding a way to get back into that half-court set, get Charlie Crane to post up, but right now hand it to Johnston. Quickness, athleticism, and taking it right to the Maroons in the fourth quarter.
They'll get it underneath the Bargiolo, but he won't shoot it against Crane at 6'10". Maroons got to go back inside. This is Cavill with it. Underneath against Martins. Fadeaway jumper up and in and out, no good. And rebound, Noah Martins and Dowling. Took it away from Bargiolo. To Coppola. 2:15 to play. Dowling by 2 and the basketball. Let's see if they go inside. Trying to get Charlie Crane posted up, and Bargiolo's doing a pretty good job on him. Coley with it beyond the three-point arc. Looking for Coppola. Gets it over to Martins. Now to Coppola. To Jenkins. Maddox with it, looking inside. Gets it inside too. Charlie Crane, a whistle and a reach-in foul called on Bargiolo.
Charlie Crane, when he finds himself on the opposite block, he has to use a little bit more speed to really push himself to the other side, get position. He's getting pushed coming across a couple times in that. A little bit tired, but he has to recognize he has the advantage in this offensive set. Find himself posting up, getting position.
Now they work underneath the Keyless layup, good on the pass from Noah Martins. Gio Keyless with the basket. Play. 9 points for Keyless. Now Johnston, a long three, no good by Cavill. Charlie Crane with the rebound. Charlie's going to take it up court. Tries to get it to Coley, and he does. Back to Charlie. Now to Martins. Dowling's going to work some clock here with 1.5 minutes remaining. Dowling by 4, 59-55. Johnston, only 2 team fouls here in the fourth quarter. You might want to think about fouling here. But with the 2-possession game, I don't think the Dragons are. Maroons got their 1-4 set. Here is Martins, no in the lane. Little teardrop with the shot, no good. Crane with the tip, no good. Ball slapped around, and Cavill comes away with it for Johnston. Outlet to Bargiolo. He loses it on the baseline. It'll be Dowling basketball. So quick is Johnston, so quick.
They force you to play defense. They force you to get yourself back. Maroons got lucky on the possession before. Cavill have a wide open three-point shot.
All right, a full timeout taken. We will too, with 56.5 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling 59, Johnston 55 in the CIML Class 4A boys game here at the Dowling Gym. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Faith Check with Greg Yule on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
On this Faith Check, let's look at how reliable the Catholic Church's oral tradition is. In the modern world, oral means of communication are deemed inherently unreliable. We've all played the game of telephone, where a phrase is whispered around a circle and it comes out nothing like the original. The scholars have shown that in the ancient world, and to this day in some places, oral traditions were memorized and passed down to multiple generations without alteration. When the apostles went out to teach the faith orally, they did not whisper it in secret like the telephone game, but proclaimed it publicly to the multitudes. Oral tradition was a normal means of passing on the faith, as St. Paul says in 2 Timothy 2:2, "What you have heard from me before many witnesses, entrust to faithful men, Timothy, who will be able to teach others also." There's no evidence that a widespread change of belief took place among the early Christians. Quite the opposite. At the end of the 2nd century, St. Irenaeus wrote that while the church has spread over the entire known world, the faith has been maintained intact everywhere, something only attributable to the Holy Spirit. This is Greg Yule for Faith Check.
KIHS, Perry, KDVM, Mason City, KCSL, Spencer.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym. Out of the timeout, Dowling with the basketball, leading 59-55, under a minute to play. Maroons get the ball into Martins. Out to Coley. Alfred across the timeline. Now they get it to Jenkins. Johnston with 2 team fouls. 45 seconds. Nate Jenkins dribbling the basketball, guarded by Bargiolo, and he'll pick up the foul. And on Caleb, that'll be his third.
Team foul number 3. Johnston still can get a little bit aggressive here with the inbounds pass, look for a steal.
Maroons coming out of the break with Sam Ralston in the lineup, along with Gio Keelis. Noah Martins. And the ball knocked out of bounds as they inbound it to Keelis. That was Bargiolo defending him. Dowling going with 1 big, and that's Alfred Coley with Charlie Crane on the bench. So basically a 4-guard lineup, and there you go. Reach in foul on Josh Jenkins. That'll be his 3rd foul. We got 1 more foul before the Maroons go to the free throw line. 14 fouls on Johnston here in the fourth quarter. Dowling with none. And it'll be out of bounds Dowling underneath their own basket with Keelis throwing it in. 40 seconds remaining. And Dowling will call timeout. And I think they all have a minute left. And if so, we'll keep it here. 40 seconds remaining. And 59-55, Dowling by 4. We'll keep it here. I want to recognize some supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, Jimmy. Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Fast Signs and Clive, and Iowa Wealth Management. Our thanks to them. Our thanks to the CISN crew, led by director Randy Nielsen, Rachel Hawley, and Marion Bailey doing the camera work. And in Iowa Catholic Radio, we have Brady Grimm back at the studios, alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo. All right, here's the timeout, Coach.
Well, the Maroons have really struggled to get the ball in bounds the last 2 times. Johnston is just, they're physical. They get away with a little bit of holding without having it called. So, great job by these young men. But they make it so difficult for you to get the ball in bounds. But at this point, you got to find a way. It's interesting watching Coach Sam Young drawing up the play there during the halftime, going to the young coach to see what he draws up here.
Young coach.
I remember last year when they gave O'Hare a chance to call something. Oh, it was a turnover.
It ended up being, I remember that.
So a lot
it was right here
on Sam Young. Brought up a play during this timeout. Oh, wide open.
Underneath the Ralston layup, good, and Noah Martins with the pass. Sam Ralston with his first 2 points tonight, and they were big.
Gets a big attaboy from Coach Heinerson.
6-point lead for Dowling, and now a corner three. Up and good. That's Josh Jenkins with the three. That's his second of the fourth quarter. He's got 14 points tonight. And a timeout called on the court, and it'll be a 30-second timeout with 26 seconds remaining. Shot clock turned off. Be Dowling basketball. Maroons lead by 3, and they'll have the length of the court to go, Jimmy.
This is where it becomes really tough because Johnston's full court press and quickness makes it really hard for the Maroons. They can run the baseline here, so find a play that get the ball in where you can work a little bit of time, but you got to get the ball across the half court. Turnover would be big here. Your one-shot difference here. And Maroons in there with a high guard offense.
Reminder, once the game is over, to our networks, CISN and to Iowa Catholic Radio Network, go to a 2-minute break so you and I can total up the statistics and come back with our post-game show, so stay tuned for that. 61-58 Dowling. Maroons inbound the ball to Keelis. Back to Martins. He's fouled in the backcourt, and Nate Jenkins, will go to the free throw line as that foul is on Cavill, and that'll be his third.
Jenkins, 72% free throw shooter, 21-29 on the year.
He's got 2 points tonight. He's back in the first quarter, trying to give Dowling a 2-possession lead. First free throw up, in and out, no good. Tonight's game in the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Iowa Wealth Management. Again, if you joined us late, the girls' game, what a dandy it was. Johnston winning their 69th game in a row over the last 2 years, 49-43 over Dowling. Second free throw good by Nate. 62-58, Maroons by 4. Johnston's got to hurry. Here is Emory Jones underneath, layup good. They let him go, and he shoots and scores. 13 points. Or 11 points for Jones. Now Dowling with the basketball, and they're fouled in the backcourt. Bargiolo with his fourth.
Johnston had their chances there to get a steal. Maroons just using enough to get the ball into Jenkins' hands, draw a foul. 2 big free throws here.
So going to the free throw line is Nate Jenkins once again, where he's 1 for 2 on the night. Maroons by 2. First one up and good.
Got the Mark Amadeo roll on that one.
How about that?
Back of the rim, straight up and goes in.
Nate knows a few of these Johnston guys. Went to class with him for a year or two. Second free throw, good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 3 for 4 at the line is Jenkins. He's got 5 points. 64-60 our score. 3 seconds remaining. Long three in the corner, up and good by Emory Jones, and that'll do it. Jones will finish with 14 points. And Dowling wins it by 1, 64-63. Dowling hangs on for the win. Congratulations to head coach Justin Einertson and the Dowling boys. They improved their record to 14-2 on the year, ranked 4th in Class 4A. Johnston falls to a record of 7-8. Thanks to Courtney Henderson. Up next for Johnston, they're at Valley in a girl-boy doubleheader on Friday night. For Dowling, the Maroons host Ankeny on senior night in a girl-boy doubleheader here at the Dowling Catholic Gym. Again, the final in Game 2. Dowling boys a winner 64-63 over Johnston. We'll take a 2-minute break along our network lines. Earlier tonight, the Johnston girls won their 69th in a row with a 49-43 win over Dowling. We'll return in 2 minutes with our postgame show alongside Jimmy Cataldo. I am Mark Amadale from the Dowling Gym here in West Des Moines, Iowa. Back in 2 minutes on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Faith Check with Greg Ewell on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
On this Faith Check, let's talk a little about the history of the Bible. The early Christians relied on the Greek translation of the Old Testament called the Septuagint. This is the version most often quoted in the New Testament and what Jesus probably heard growing up. It also includes the books that the Protestants call the Apocrypha and typically don't include in their Bibles. It took a while for the Catholic Church to compile the New Testament. Some books, such as the 4 Gospels, were accepted by all. Others, such as those spurious Gospels you hear about from the Da Vinci Code, were rejected by all believers. However, there were other books that were completely orthodox but disputed. Some of these were not ultimately included in our canon, such as the Didache. and others were, like Hebrews and Revelation. The canon is the list of books that belong in the Bible. It was determined primarily to say which books could and could not be read at the liturgy, and was largely settled by a series of church councils approved by the Pope and bishops in the late 300s. Hence, when you trust in the inspiration of the Bible, you are trusting a spirit-led decision of the Roman Catholic Church. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Support for programming is provided by construction professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
The Catholic Tuition Organization, your sponsor today, supports worthy students wanting a Catholic education. Gifts to CTO are first monies applied to tuition expenses in the Diocese of Des Moines. That means other sources of support will go further. Donations to CTO earn a 75% Iowa tax credit. If you give $1,000, you receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
And welcome back to the Dowling Catholic High School gym here in West Des Moines. Monday night, CIML basketball. Yes, that's a rarity, but tomorrow night the Dowling gym will be hosting the dual wrestling tournament as the Dowling wrestling team qualified for a home match. So you had to move the basketball game, and it got moved tonight. Dowling and Johnston doing battle, and it was Dowling coming out on top in the boys contest. 64-63, the Dowling boys improved their record to 14-2, while Johnston falls to 7-8. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. Thanks to Mike Burker, who assisted me in Game 1. And, Jimmy, you got the your numbers about done here for the unofficial stats. I should apologize to you. I made that crack at you during halftime. And I know how unofficial these numbers are, so go right ahead.
But they add up. So
they do.
You can say whatever you want. They add up. Maroons didn't take a whole lot of shots tonight. Just 35 total shots on the night. Made 22 of them. Went 5 of 8 from 3. Totaling up 63% shooting for the Maroons. 15 of 22 from the free throw line, so really made their hay at the free throw line, getting 15. Johnston 0 of 3 from the free throw line. I had Dowling with 26 total rebounds to Johnston's 15. Ball really got loose for the Maroons in the fourth quarter for turnovers, but 15 total turnovers on the night, 5 in just that fourth quarter. Johnston 28 of 60 from the field. 46%, just shot 7 of 22 from three-point range, 15 rebounds, as I mentioned, and handled the ball well, 7 turnovers.
All right, let's look at the scoring for tonight's game. The visitors from Johnston, who, again, their record falls to 7-8. They were led by Nakari Cavill's 21 points for the 5'11 junior. He was followed in scoring by Emery Jones, and off the bench, Josh Jenkins with 14 points each. Rounding out scoring for Johnston, Tino Day with 8 points, 4 points for Caleb Bargiolo off the bench. Darren Grandin, who started, did not score and fouled out with 5:26 left in the third quarter. And Jacob Peterson entered the game as a reserve and did not score. Johnston went 0 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. For Dowling, the Maroons had 3 players in double figures, led by Charlie Crane's 18 points. Dowling point guard Noah Martins with 16 points, 12 points for Alfred Coley. Gio Keelis off the bench with 9 points, 5 points for Nate Jenkins, and 2 points for Maddox Capola. Evan Mitchell came off the bench for the Maroons. A 6'4 sophomore did not score. Dowling 15 of 22 unofficially at the free throw line. And what a tale of two halves. Dowling led at halftime 28-25. But Jimmy, Johnston outscores Dowling in the third quarter 24-12. That cuts the Dowling lead to 9, or Johnston has a 9-point lead, going into the fourth quarter. Dowling outscores Johnston 24-14 to win it by 1, 64-63. Talk about a tale of two halves. How about a tale of two quarters?
And it was so back and forth. I thought the Dowling game plan is to feed Charlie Crane down low, really cause Johnston some issues. But, I mean, it's so difficult to guard Johnston. They got 4 different guards, 5 when you bring in Josh Jenkins. So tough to guard. They're so quick, and I thought the Maroons did about as good as they could in that time to really compose their penetration, their shooting. Got lucky a couple times, but big free throws in the end by Nate Jenkins, making 3 out of 4 late.
Now we have to cut off the TV, so we're going to make this real quick. Coach Einertson, Dowling head basketball coach Justin Einertson, joined us real quick before we let the TV people go. Your thoughts on this game? Try to condense it because we're going to be back for the more of the radio part. But
survive in advance, baby.
Survive in advance. You and Courtney have such grinder games. You know,
that one felt a little bit
fights.
different. It was almost a little too open, but yeah, it was good.
You know, you look back at the quarters. You lead by 6 at the end of the first quarter. You lead by 3 at halftime, and then you go. Then you're down 9 going into the fourth quarter. That third quarter was something for Johnston, and I'm sure you felt helpless out there at times.
I don't know. I feel like our game plan was sound. We just kept turning it over. So I felt like if we ever stopped turning it over, we were going to be in good shape. If you see the shot chart from the first and second quarter, I think we had 2 misses were listed on there. Now, I love my boy Alden. I'm not saying that was a perfect shot chart. But I'm like, man, all we got to do is just get a shot up. And we did a little bit of a better job in that with that in the third quarter. And, fourth quarter for a while was going perfectly until we started turning it over again. So overall, nice to get a win. The biggest part about that was how resilient we were. I mean, we were up 11, had 5 straight turnovers. They scored 5 straight possessions. And to be able to kind of get your composure back, go out there, get one big stop that turns into a 4-point lead, that's crucial.
All right, we're going to cut off our TV side, so let me close out here. And Brady, don't cut us off here. I got to do this for the TV folks. Our thanks to our CISN crew tonight, led by our producer and director, Randy Nielsen, Marion Bailey on the TV, along with Rachel Hawley on the TV cameras. So thanks to them. Final scores on the TV side for CISN, the Dowling boys a winner in Game 2, 64-63, and the Dowling girls losing Game 1. Johnston 49-43 over Dowling. In the girls contest, Johnston girls winning 69 in a row. So we'll say so long on the CISN side for Mike Burkert, my partner Jimmy Cataldo in the boys game. I'm Mark Amadell saying goodnight for CISN. Now we continue our post-game show here on radio. That's how you do it. And Jimmy kind of figured that out last week. You got to have the magic of, shutting things off, and I'll turn this mic back on.
His ability to transition, seamless.
Yeah, that is.
Incredible. That was so professional.
Yeah, sure it was. I remember, I got that simulcast stuff on, watching Chick Hearn doing the Laker games. He did radio and
my kind of guy.
They did the TV. That's back in the era that you remember.
Yep.
Uh-huh. All right, well, Coach, what'd you like about your team tonight besides resilience? What else can you point out? I know you were getting Charlie down low, and Jimmy and I noticed little things like fire. Charlie wants the ball.
Yep.
We got to fire the ball at his hand, and they were throwing it all over. And Johnston is so quick that they kind of took that away a little bit.
Yeah, as good as our scout team is, it is really hard to replicate guys that are super athletic, quick, strong. Like that's the other thing. Johnston's always really strong. So. It's nice to get that under our belt with the win so we can go in and fix some of those post-entry passes. This is as sharp as our motion offense has looked when we didn't turn it over, so it's a lot to build on, to be honest with you.
There's so many things to unwrap with this game. It was apparent what the strategy was, is try to take advantage of your size, take advantage of Charlie Crane's ability. He plays very well with his back to the rim and capitalize, but several things happen there. Charlie takes a ball, any miss, and you saw Alfred Coley attack in the offensive glass. I think we had him for 5 offensive rebounds, and he got 10 points out of it. Talk about what you guys expressed to him and where he was going to be an impact player.
Yeah, it's kind of funny the way it worked out. Charlie ended up the first guy down the floor quite a bit, so that means that he's our first post-up option in our motion offense. And Alfred really never got that opportunity, but, man, he sure finds them, doesn't he? And I kind of like it that way sometimes because he knows that his best chance of getting a touch sometimes is just go get it. I mean, he's an incredible rebounder. He's rebounding over the crackback box outs that their guards are doing on the backside. Really good finishing inside by him. Just an awesome job. I mean, there was a time in my career where I never thought that I'd ever see 2 bigs be able to guard 5 guards, and that's basically what we saw tonight. And it wasn't perfect, but they kept a lot of those drives out in front. I mean, Johnston might be the best. I think Urbandale's up there too, but just one-on-one shot-making team that you play. I mean, these guys are incredible. I've known Nakari basically his whole life, and he just continues to get better. And Tino Day, these guys create one-on-one opportunities. If you can force them out, that's really your only chance to beat them. And I thought our bigs did a really nice job of that. And our guards, mostly did a really good job of that too.
As you mentioned, you had 4 straight turnovers there in the fourth quarter, which led to 9 straight Johnston points. I thought their press, when Courtney went to it at that, you didn't see much of it throughout the game until that late second or late third quarter. He jumps to it, causes you guys a lot of issues. But I want to go back to late in the game, struggling to get the ball in bounds. You call a timeout. Watching your timeout and strategy, you lean on Sam Young, have a little bit of faith on Sam Young to draw up a play, which broke, I believe, Gio Keelis down the lane, converting on that big point.
Sam Young, baby. Yeah, Sam Young is an incredible X&O guy. He's just an incredible coach. So like I said many times on this broadcast, we will use him until as long as we can, because he's got a big future ahead of him. So that was a great draw up and a great read by our guys. He was very clear and concise, and for a guy that's 24 years old, I know I wasn't at 24, so that was great.
I don't know if Jimmy was here or not. Maybe it was halftime of the girls' game where you brought the scouting report that Sam Young. It had more color codes than what you have on yours, Coach Cataldo. So, and it's front and back, 6 pages of a manifesto that these guys have to absorb. And as Coach Anderson mentioned, the kids do absorb, and led by Noah Martin. So he just absorbs all the scouting information, doesn't he?
Yeah, I actually think we're way better on the defensive side than the offensive side, and I'm in charge of the offensive side. So there's always something to improve on after a game. That's one of the nice things about the CIML is you really don't get out there and feel good about yourself very much after. So there's always something to change and alter, and I think that's one of the reasons that teams go really far in this conference.
Well, Coach, it's senior night this Friday. You put this one to bed. You got several days. You got an extra day off, and come back Friday. This is a Monday game, so we'll see you on senior night. Those are always pretty special. They will be on Friday night with the parents and all that pomp and circumstances we've seen. You've got 9 seniors plus the support staff. So
yeah, and. Yeah, this class has been really special, obviously, with everything we've been through. You think about the trips that we've taken and all the things that we've done, the ups and the downs, and kind of figuring out different ways to play as different guys kind of came up. And, it's exciting to go into that with a win under our belt and a chance to get revenge for what Ankeny did to us here last year. But honestly, it's just nice to honor these guys. They deserve it. This group was a really good sophomore class that turned into a great senior class. So I'm extremely thankful for them and their families and everybody who's involved. 8 straight days for these guys. So this time of year, that is absolutely brutal. You could see it in our faces a little bit tonight, but we fought through it. So it's going to be nice that they earned a day off tomorrow.
Yep, great memories been made with this journey with this group. So we look forward to bringing that to our listeners and here on Friday night, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Justin Anderson, Dowling boys basketball coach, joining us here in the postgame show. We're going to take one more break, our final break of the night, and we'll come back with final comments following Dowling boys win over Johnston 64-63. They improved their record to 14-2. Johnston falls to 7-8. And in game 1, it was the Johnston girls continuing their winning streak of 69 in a row with a 49-43 win over Dowling. And we'll take our final break and be back. Our producer at Iowa Catholic Radio is Brady Grimm. I'm Mark Hamadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo. Back for final thoughts after these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com. Committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more. Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com.
All right, we're back here at the Dowling Catholic High School Gym in West Des Moines. Final segment here on the postgame show following Dowling boys win tonight, 64-63. Nail biter, Jim Cataldo.
And it was so back and forth that Johnston wouldn't go away, and then they take the lead, go up several. I couldn't remember exactly how many points they were up, but just fury and entertaining game. That's a big bounce back win for the Maroons after getting really taken a woodshed by Waukee, and so big bounce back win, and feel a lot better about yourself going into a little bit longer week.
Yeah, Johnston up 9 at one time in the second half, and Dowling came back and took the lead. And tale of two quarters. You always talk about tale of two halves, but as Coach Anderson mentioned, we have a senior night coming up Friday against Ankeny. There'll be a girl-boy doubleheader. But and folks are wondering, well, why are you on Monday night? And we'll mention it one more time. Dowling wrestling team qualified for a home wrestling meet, and all those meets have to be played on Tuesday. So guess who was affected? Dowling and Southeast Polk. Their wrestling teams are going to be hosting tomorrow, so you have to bump your basketball team or whatever you had scheduled tonight. It was basketball tomorrow night. Dowling and Johnston moved to tonight, and Southeast Polk did the same. If
you're a Dowling athlete or athletic department, it's a good problem to have. The multi-sports that are going on here at Dowling, and one of them being the wrestling team is having a fantastic year. I believe they're ranked second in the state, and they got a lot of really good wrestlers.
I got a lot of texts during that girls game, and one of them I'm hoping back, and that is the former Valley Athletic Director Brad Rose. He sends me a text. He says, you listen to our broadcasts of Dowling and Johnston girls game, and the Valley girls are at Waukee Northwest tonight, so I know he's out there watching his daughter play, because that was a girls-only contest, and Roosevelt at Ankeny Centennial, some of the other games going on. Ankeny at Southeast Polk, as we mentioned, Southeast Polk having to move their game to tonight because of wrestling tomorrow. So we have all that, and Jimmy Cataldo, I think that'll wrap things up. Any final words of encouragement for our listeners?
Extended week break, because we normally play on Tuesday, so we have an extra day off. We're going to enjoy it for a little bit, kind of get our bearings back, energy, and make a run, because these pairings are going to come out very, very soon, and you're going to identify, okay, what's the path to get down to the new Casey Center, and hopefully the path is a good one. I would tell you this, that Johnston team is 7-8, as we talked about, and that's a team that's, they're much better than their record shows, having Tino Day back in their lineup. They're now 6-2 with him in the lineup, and it's a team that I certainly wouldn't want to face in my sub-state.
Yeah, it's a good point, and but that'll all wash out here in the next few weeks when pairings and brackets get released for the girls and boys postseason. Jimmy Cataldo, we will talk to you on Friday night. Have a safe week. I know you're going back and forth to the state of Minnesota and state of South Dakota and all that, but safe travels.
Thank you.
All right, and that'll wrap things up from the Dowling Gym. Our thanks to everyone involved. Our studio producer tonight, Brady Grimm, great job. Also getting that Journey music on for bumper music. Love that. Appreciate Brady chiming in. And our thanks to all the folks at Johnston. It's good to see Dick Jess and Jeff Lorenz, their PA guy. They do a great job there. Randy Sparks in charge of their technology at the Johnston live stream. And thanks to their head coaches, the girls coach Chad Jellick and boys coach Courtney Henderson, for helping us prepare for our broadcast tonight. Heather Semmellocker, Tammy Nelson, Melissa Cross in the Johnston Athletic Office, our thanks to you. And our thanks to the Dowling folks, head coach and athletic director Tom Wilson, Colleen Webb, and Jared Herring. Colleen, thanks for the T-shirt. I'm honored to get a T-shirt. That's awesome. Appreciate that. And our thanks to head coach Kristen Marr, the Dowling girls coach, and Justin Einerson. Our next broadcast on Iowa Catholic Radio will be this Friday night, February 6th, Dowling Catholic Senior Night. Girl-boy doubleheader is Dowling hosting Ankeny here at the Dowling Gym. Our pregame coverage will begin at 6 o'clock. Once again, the final scores for the final time tonight. Dowling boys a winner, 64-63 over Johnston. Maroons improve their record to 14-2, while Johnston falls to 7-8. And in the girls contest, the Johnston girls winning their 69th in a row with a 49-43 win over Dowling. Third-ranked Maroons fall to 15-3. The Johnston girls at 17-0. For our studio producer Brady Grimm, for the folks at CISN, including Randy Nielsen, Marion Bailey, and Rachel Hawley, and our thanks to Pete Tarpey and the CISN crew for webcasting the game and some of the games that we've been a part of, along with Justin Wilbur. This is Mark Amadale saying goodnight and so long from the Dowling Catholic Gym in West Des Moines, and from all of us here with the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Dowling Catholic Basketball and Iowa Catholic Radio has been brought to you by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, and Bosun the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.